The NFL wanted to kick off the season right, and oh boy, did they kick off their 100th season with a dud. They decided we're going to go with the old true rivalry in the Bears and Packers, even though if you've been watching football for the past 10 years, it hasn't really been a rivalry. It's been a rivalry in the past, but if you watch football in the last 10 years, it's been an Aaron Rodgers beatdown on the Chicago Bears. It's just how it's been. It's been facts. But the NFL said, hey, this is different. You know, the Chicago Bears once again have an elite defense. They have a sexy offensive coach in Matt Nagy. The Packers, they have a new revamped defense. Aaron Rodgers is with the new sexy young coach in Matt LaFleur. This game, yeah, it may not be Rams and Chiefs where it's going to go like 49-54 or anything like that with crazy touchdowns and people going, oh my God, this is insane. And we have the sports talk radio heads talk about, is the NFL not having enough defense? Sure, it's not one of those games, but it will be a respectable, enjoyable game for 4 quarters because we believe these teams will play fair and balanced football. And what we got instead was defenses doing their jobs, the offense is trying to be too flipping cute. That's what we got. When watching this game from the Green Bay Packers side of things, Packers fans must be happy that the investments that they made in Smith and Preston and Zadarius Smith actually turned out very well for them. Both of them recorded a sack. I think Preston Smith got a sack and a half. But both of them recorded a sack in this game, and both of them looked really good. Preston Smith especially. I was shocked when the Redskins were like, yeah, you can go. Granted, yes, the Redskins' depth at the outside linebacker position is pretty big, and they have more of an infusion of youth there, and they didn't feel like paying him. But, man, he looked really good this game. I had some questions about block shedding from Preston Smith. I didn't know if Preston Smith deserved that type of money that the Green Bay Packers were getting him. But he looked very impressive against the Chicago Bears O-line. That was kind of really bad. But if you're going to pay someone that is going to be one of your top flight linebackers, one of your top flight pass rushers / run stoppers on that 3-4 defense, he needs to perform against those bad O-lines. That's the games where you want to see him perform against because, yeah, granted, sure, he may not do anything against a top-tier O-lineman, but if he can make a top-tier O-lineman make them work, and if he can do what he did against bad O-linemen, it's a good thing to come. And when I last checked, minus the Detroit Lions, I don't think Minnesota's O-line is any good. So, really, to be honest, Smith, they turned out pretty well for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, for at least one drive in the second quarter, he looked like Aaron Rodgers. And remind you that this guy is a bad man. Like, oh my God. Like, where he goes around and he just like flings that ball. And you're just like, oh man, this is probably going to be ducked up and Eddie Jackson's going to intercept it. But no, some random Packers wide receiver, Harvey Smith, I don't even know who he is. He goes ahead and he grabs that ball and it's just like, great. Not only is Aaron Rodgers back and he's comfortable, he has another random wide receiver to throw to that's going to score all these crazy touchdowns and people are going to fight for on the fantasy wire for wire. You thought that was going to happen. And then doing what he did best, he had 2 red zone targets and Devontae Adams and Jimmy Graham. Man, I'll throw a duck up there and one of those 2 big boys should go up and get it. As you should. He trusted that one of those 2 big boys were going to get it and Jimmy Graham came up with it. And you were just like, dang. Not only, granted, yes, the Bears defense was swarming in the beginning of the game and just giving Rodgers all this type of claustrophobia. But man, Rodgers looks really good right now. And then after that one drive, it was just kind of But at least you know Rodgers still has it. He looks a lot healthier than he did last season. I don't know if it was just because he didn't do anything in the preseason. That's why he kind of looked a little bit rusty in this game. But for the most part, if you're a Packers fan and you saw that beginning of the second quarter drive and you just saw Aaron Rodgers just look absolutely like the MVP type of player he is, you have to be happy. You have to say to yourself, this is a good sign for things to come. I'm super excited to see what Aaron Rodgers can do. And it's fun when Aaron Rodgers is good in the league. I like when we get good quarterback battles. And when Aaron Rodgers is playing healthy and playing great, he's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. There's no debate about it. But the Bears defense, they were the obvious winners for the Chicago Bears. The one thing about the Bears this year is that they will have a legit defense. Keeping that Aaron Rodgers offense to only 10 points is really impressive because over the years, Rodgers has faced many Bears teams. And, you know, it's always the same talking point from sports talk heads. Well, the Bears defense should keep Rodgers modest. Well, Normally those Bears defense won it because they would give up like 28, 34, a bunch of points to Aaron Rodgers. This Bears defense did keep Rodgers modest, 10 points total. That's really good against the Green Bay Packers that has a lot of weapons at their disposable offense. They brought in a guy like Matt LaFleur who was supposed to make sure that defenses would not be able to guess what they're doing and make it unpredictable for them on offense. And the Bears defense, minus that one drive, weren't fooled for the most part. They stuck to their jobs. Roquan Smith looked like the first-round pick that Bears fans wanted him to be last year. They had that defensive lineman. Let me pull up his name because I forgot his name off the top of my head. Roy Robertson Harris. He looked absolutely phenomenal, being great stopping the run, making sure Aaron Jones could not get anything. Khalil Mack, he didn't record a sack, but his presence was felt this game. But the one thing about the Bears defense that they didn't get the job done, and what they did so much last year, was a turnover. Not one single turnover from the Bears defense. That kind of hurts the Chicago Bears a little bit because if you're a Bears fan, you expect the Bears to get a turnover. You expect the Bears to force a turnover. That's what they're good at least a turnover a game. I know everyone's going to be like, oh, that's crazy, Chase. The Chicago Bears are able to do something like that. I think they averaged 2.8 turnovers a game last year. That's something that you want to see that defense do, is average at least a turnover for you. So you need to at least get at least 1 or 2 turnovers a game for you to actually stay with it, especially with your offense. Because no offense, you have good wide receivers. You have one of the best running back tandems. But here's the problem, Bears. It's not really Mitchell Trubisky. You know, he's going to always be an average quarterback in the NFL. It's Matt Nagy. That's your problem. I know everyone's going to... It's easy for people to go on and trash on Mitch and overreact on Mitch on week 1. And granted, he did not look good. It was like smoking Jay Cutler gave him the cigarette and said, hey man, smoke this shit. It'll help you out. And it didn't help Mitchell Trubisky whatsoever. Matt Nagy really needs to start game planning to help Mitchell Trubisky. Matt Nagy was absolutely atrocious this game. He was the worst part of this game. And you're looking at a Chargers fan, trust me, I know how Matt Nagy's offense works. I've seen the Chiefs twice a year, and I know what Matt Nagy loves to do. I think Matt Nagy maybe needs to trust in someone else to call the plays because he just overthinks things, man. He tries to do all this stupid gimmick shit. Like, this would work if he was a Boise State head coach and he was facing some FCS school, but you're in the NFL, man. Stop with all this cute little reverses and goopy shit and Tariq Cohen's lined up here and now he's moving to the backfield and he's getting handed up. Work with your quarterback. Because the Packers defense, this is literally what Mike Pettin told those boys. He was like, hey, D linemen just keep crashing down. DBs and linebackers play back. That's it. The Packers defense was not afraid of anything because they knew, okay, well, the first 2 plays are most likely run plays or some cute little screen play. And then afterwards, the third play, they're going to have to force Mitchell Trubisky to throw the ball deep. Matt Nagy, Mitchell Trubisky's leg strength is where his strengths are at, not his arm strength. You need to find a way to play to your quarterback. Why is Jared Goff so successful with Sean McVay? Because Sean McVay plays to his quarterback's strengths. He knows what Jared Goff is comfortable doing and what he's not comfortable doing. But when you have it with Mitchell Trubisky, you're not playing to his strengths. There was not many plays where I saw where Matt Nagy tried to get Trubisky going, where he did a nice little read option or did an RPO or decided to do something where it's like Trubisky gets the ball quick out of her hand. The Packers defense knew that most of the plays Trubisky was going to be sitting back in the pocket and he would have to let the play develop. And they know Trubisky's weak points is that he's not a good reader down the field. He doesn't read the ball down the field. He looks at his first progression and that's it. He goes first progression and then he goes, oh, we're second, third, and fourth. That's Trubisky, and that's just how it is. He's an average quarterback right now. Bears fans just have to accept that. He's not going to be Pat Mahomes or Deshaun Watson. He's Mitchell flipping Trubisky. His strengths is that he's deceptively athletic and he can run the football like a maniac, and he's good at dink and dumps. But if you want Trubisky to throw a deep ball, he can, but you gotta trick the defense. You gotta out-scheme them. And it wasn't like Matt Nagy was trying to out-scheme the Green Bay Packers at all. He was trying to run cute gimmick plays. He gives up on the run too much. Like, it's ridiculous. I think Mike Davis had like not the most carries. I think Montgomery maybe had him out by 1 carry, but Mike Davis was like the most featured back. Tariq Cohen did not get 1 carry. Okay, Matt Nagy, screw Mike Davis. I get it, you paid money for him, but screw him. You just got to sit him down and say, hey, we're only going to use you maybe 6 snaps a game, and that's it. Maybe we'll put you on special teams. Show us your work there. But you have David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen. If you can't find a way to get them 10 carries each, 10 carries, it's not that hard, then I don't know what you're doing. Because Tariq Cohen, I think he led the team in receptions, or maybe Allen Robinson did, but Tariq Cohen had like 8 receptions this game. Like, that's just insane. But not 1 carry. But 8 receptions. And all those receptions were terrible, too. They weren't like halfback wheels or anything like that. It was just Tariq Cohen literally running up as a slot receiver, running a quick little curl route, and not even using Tariq Cohen to his best abilities. Look, it's week 1. We'll see where Trubisky's at. I'm pretty sure people who were thinking they were smart by putting money on Trubisky on the 9-1 odds are pretty upset because for the MVP. Because let's be real here, the MVP, you have to be consistent week in, week out. People are going to remember this week 1 game, and they're going to always bring it back up to Trubisky, saying, "Well, you remember the week 1 game against the Packers? It was pretty bad." People are going to remember this game. It's going to be stuck in the head. It's the primetime game. It's the first game of the NFL season. A lot of people have been missing the NFL. They're going to remember that off the top of their head. But the thing is, people must be upset that Trubisky probably won't win the MVP. And I'm sorry if you bet big money on that. You should have known going into the season it wasn't going to happen. But the Bears really want to turn it around, and I think the Bears will turn it around. I think they're going to be a fine team. It's only week 1. I think the Bears and the Packers, I think the NFC North is a competitive division this year, and it's up for grabs. I don't think the Bears are going to be the clear-cut favorites like they were last year. If their defense can force more turnovers, and if Matt Nagy can actually just say, hey, yeah, let's just run the offense like a normal human beings, the Bears will be fine. But me being a Chargers fan, I'm seeing the Chiefs twice a year and knowing how Matt Nagy calls plays and how much he likes to give up on the run, I don't see that happening. But if you're a Packers fan, you must be thrilled. It must be exciting to be 1-0 to start the season, and especially seeing that Rodgers is back and he's fully healthy, and that your investments on defense and the Smith Bros, and Adrian Amos, like he didn't really stand out to me, honestly. Just being real. But the Smith Bros, those were the main people that you brought in. You decided to say goodbye to Clay Matthews and Nick Perry, 2 of your stud outside linebackers, and yeah, they were entering the twilight of their careers, but they were still, name stapled guys on that defense. You decided to say goodbye to them, and you bring in the Smith Bros, and they did work, and that's great to see. The Packers look good. Their defense looked a lot better than it has in the years past. Granted, yes, they're going against Mitchell Trubisky and Matt Nagy's terrible play calling, but at least the Packers look good. Overall, though, the NFL 100 season kicked off with a dud. I feel like if you're a Packers fan, you should be happy. If you're a Bears fan, you have every right to be frustrated. But just know, people, this is only week 1. Thank you guys so much for watching my NFL game recap of, the Thursday night game. Sorry if I'm a little bit rusty. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. I'm going to be trying to do it for just mostly the primetime games, just the Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night games. It won't always go up on the night of the game. It'll probably go up on probably the day after. It just depends on my schedule and everything. I work a weird schedule. I don't work normal hours like most people do. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys liked what you saw, give the video a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your day. Peace.